Spikor was introduced as a new figure to the Masters of the Universe toyline in 1985 as part of the Evil Warriors, alongside Spikor and Too Bad. The Masters of the Universe line was heavy on figures with distinctive action features. As the name would indicate, Spikor had a body covered in spikes. Instead of a hand, he had a protruding trident on one arm and came with one accessory in the form of a spiked club. One thing to note about Spikor's distinctive features is that he has the trident attachment on his left side. There were many figures who had a hand attachment that they used as weapons. These figures included Trapjaw, Fisto, Clawful, Jitsu, Roboto, and Hurricane Hordak. Out of all the Masters of the Universe characters, Spikor is the only one with weapon on the left side. Spikor's cardback art was done by the late Dave Stevens, who created the Rocketeer, and was also responsible for drawing the cardback art for Mossman and Stinkor. In the art, we see Spikor fighting Battle Armor He-Man on a rocky terrain. Personally, I like that Spikor's face has been drawn as particularly ugly. He has a wicked evil expression, and when you look at the creature, you know that he means business. Occasionally, the artwork behind a figure's card might not feature them enough, or wouldn't be on model, but Spikor is prominently displayed in the art, and the details on his spikes, with coloring and highlights, makes this piece look really fantastic. Spikor also made appearances in other figures' cardbacks, altogether 3 of them. In Modulak's card, he is getting blasted by Modulak's weapon, but we basically don't see much of him because he's the furthest from the viewer. Then in Flying Fist's He-Man's card, he's on the same level as other characters, but unfortunately all the characters look a bit stiff in their poses. And I can't help but snicker at the expressions of Spikor and Too Bad, because to me it looks like they're all smelling something really foul that He-Man is possibly fanning their way with his weapons. I mean, we don't even see any impact from the weapons striking the evil warriors. The last of the cardbacks where we see Spikor comes with Rock-On's card. Here, Spikor is once again teamed up with Too Bad, and they're all following their master Skeletor. The evil warriors are getting hit by Rock-On's reflected sunlight, though judging by his face, Spikor doesn't seem as phased as Skeletor and Too Bad are. The figure was packaged with the minicomic Spikor Strikes, which unfortunately doesn't give an actual origin story for the character other than Skeletor suddenly using him in his plans. Spikor does stand out in the sense that in the minicomic cover titles, he is the last new evil warrior of Skeletor's to have his name mentioned in the title. In the story, Spikor is introduced as working for Skeletor and acts as a diversion for He-Man. Cyclone is another new character shown in the minicomic and saves the day while Spikor battles He-Man. Interestingly, while the figure has a trident permanently as a hand attachment, in the minicomic he is depicted with 2 normal hands, and the trident is only a weapon he wields. And the trident also isn't shown to have any protruding features, but it can shoot blasts. And that is something I actually haven't seen in any other medium. Spikor also made appearances in 2 other mini-comics. Hordak, the Ruthless Leader's Revenge, is a fun story that features Skeletor and Hordak joining forces to attack Grayskull, but both end up double-crossing each other, and the end result is a group battle with fantastic showcase of evil factions duking it out. Spikor's part in it ends before it even begins, though, with Many Faces dispatching him with a single punch. The last time we see Spikor in the minicomics comes with the Terror Claws Strike, with a scene that shows him being a blacksmith inventor, as he is creating the Terror Claws for Skeletor. He looks very cunning in his scenes, and we are treated to an image of him wielding a hammer attachment on his left arm instead of the trident. This suggests that he could use multiple weapons and tools, much like Trapjaw. Personally, I hope Spikor will come with a detachable trident and hammer and can be interchangeable with weapons from other figures when the Masters of the Universe Classics line releases him.